Hi, folks. The internet's lagging here, so hopefully you're getting me okay. This is going to be exciting tonight because I have no plan for you. I thought I did, changed my mind. I was like, yeah, you know what? Let's put God in the driver's seat tonight, and let's just let it roll. What do you think? You know, President announced yesterday that we're going to do another 30 days. Tonight on the press conference, they were showing all the data that they've collected and analyzed, and all the curves and all those kind of things. And I don't know. I'm looking at a lot of different stuff, and I realized that today was a crazy day. I had people sending me all kinds of. I got a message from somebody wanting me to watch something about how the coronavirus is a conspiracy of the CDC, and you know, and I get these kind of crazy things from time to time. And everybody, you know, listen, you're entitled to think what you want to think. That's okay, and you can offer it to me to look at. What the problem I have is with shoving it down somebody's throat, and that's why. Quite frankly, my approach to the gospel has always been a pretty easygoing approach. I'm more of a conversationalist when it comes to presenting the gospel and the things of God to people than anything else. I've never been much of a, you know, carry a Bible and a plunger and see if I can get it down the guy's throat kind of. Not like that unless the Lord lays that on my heart and I know that the person's time is short or something like that, and then you got to do what you got to do. But you know, there seems to be, I don't know if we as humans are just reaching our threshold for resistance to things, or if the enemy is actually ramping up. But in the midst of all this, it's clear that he's trying to pour out some anxiety. He's trying to pour out some depression. He's trying to pour out some strife. You name it. You know, we can fill out quite a list of things that he's really trying to pour out. And you just have to say no. Nope, not doing that. No, I'm not. No, not doing that. I'm not doing it. And I realize that sounds very simplistic. And you're like, oh, it's easy for you to say. No, it's not. No, it's not. I have my doubts. I have my anxieties about things, and I have my thoughts and my moments, and you know, and you know, there's even times where I'm like, I'm not crazy about this quarantine, confinement, whatever you want to call it, that's going on, because you know, it's like there's a few people that I still see because I'm willing to see them and they're willing to see me, and you know, and that's good, and we're careful. But there's a lot of people that I'd like to see that I'm not seeing, and I think that's prudent. You know, I think that's the way it is, and you know, we're trying to stay in contact with everybody, and that's a challenge in and of itself. And many of you I reached out to today, trying to reach out to batches of people almost every day, and through the rotation of a week, make sure we hit everybody. And you know, that's important. It's important for us to stay connected. It's important for us to use platforms like this, and to FaceTime each other, or use Messenger, you know, with video and that kind of stuff. Because we're social. We're social beings. We were created to be social beings, right? When Adam was created, And God brings all the beasts of the earth before him, and he names them all. And God's like, yeah, this isn't good. He's not gonna do well alone, you know. So he knocks him out. No, he doesn't knock him out. Has causes a deep sleep to come on Adam, and he pulls a rib out, and he fashions Eve, and brings Eve to Adam, right? And Adam goes, whoa! That's my interpretation, my version of the Bible. Adam goes, whoa! You know, this is bone of my bone and flesh of my flesh. You know, now we're talking, God. You know, now we got something here. And God looks at everything at the end of that day, and he says, it is very good. It is very good. You know, but he said it was not good that man should be alone. And that's not just males, but mankind. You know, mankind should not be alone. It's not good for us to be alone. So don't be. You know, do what you've got to do to reach out to people. Do what you've got to do to not be alone, to not feel alone, to get out and go for a walk. You know, you can certainly do that. Practice social distancing by not being near anybody, and getting some good exercise and some fresh air. And I don't know, maybe part of the reason that I just didn't feel like I wanted to pursue any of the ideas I had for a broadcast tonight is just that I would just want to simply have a discussion with you, an open discussion about that we're humans and we're going to feel things and we're going to be, you know, angry at times and we're going to be upset and we're going to be sometimes worried, and you're going to have that. That's called life, folks. That's the way it is. But where is your faith? See, in all these things that are happening in life, whether it's related to the situation that we're in or something else that comes up in life, you're going to have situations in life. There should be a constant thread going through all of that, through everything in life. And that constant thread is your faith in Jesus Christ. That's what sets us apart. That's what makes us different than everybody else. Why is Christianity so different than every other religion in the world? Because our guy died and came back. Nobody else's did that. Our guy died and came back. Oh, and by the way, he said he was going to do that. Huh. You know, listen, we serve a mighty God. He's not gonna let you go down without reason. And if he lets you go down, he's got a reason, and it's gonna be good. I mean, look at Joseph, right? He spent most of his life under bad circumstances trying to figure things out, and you know, boy, wow. But God had a very extremely good reason for it and a good outcome. Right? It's just very good. It's just very good. So don't be Jonah. Don't refuse God in all of this. God's at work more than you think in all of this. God's at work in churches. God's at work in leaders. God's at work in our culture. God is up to something. That tricky wabbit, he's up to something. And he's up to something big. And I don't propose to be able to tell you what it is. But I know that prophetic voices, myself being one of them, said at the beginning of this year that we were entering a new decade and that the church, the body of Christ, the true followers, the bride of Christ, was not going to look the same at the end of this decade as she looked coming in. And by and large, that's a good thing. God's cleaning up his bride, getting her ready for the big wedding, because we're getting closer. But you got to understand that maybe his betrothed was 20 pounds too heavy. She couldn't fit in the wedding dress. You know, And she's now on a strict diet and an exercise program to drop those 20. My point is, I don't think it's all going to be daisies and unicorns. I think that there's going to be some difficult times, not all of it, but I think there's going to be some difficult times. There's going to be some growing pains. There's going to be some lost pains. That's just the way that it is, and this is just one piece of it, and God is going to continue to work, and he is going to accomplish what he intends to accomplish. And I intend, with all of my might, to stay in the game and to be on the front lines of it. And I hope that you'll do that with me. I think it's really important that we encourage one another, that we keep our faith up. You really should be listening to worship music daily in your house and engaging in it. I don't mean just playing in the background as white noise. No, you should actually be engaging in worship every day in your house. You should do that anyway, but in these times especially, you should be engaging in worship. You should be engaging in your word. You should be engaging in prayer. You should be engaging one another in fellowship. Have a conversation over some kind of video chat or something like that, or on the phone. Talk about the things of God. Say, hey, you know what I read in the word today? What do you think about that? Or it made me think this. Or we really need to be sharing those things with each other. Come up with creative ideas. Have a virtual cup of coffee with somebody. Now have a real cup of coffee with somebody, but do it virtually, over the airwaves. And I don't know. I'm kind of rambling along, but I want you to know that I'm really contemplating a lot of things, because I know God's up to some stuff, and it's going to be good. It's going to be really good. So, hi Cindy, I see that you said hello to me. So, they do have amazing worship on Pandora and YouTube. You are completely right. If you have an Alexa, you can just say to her, play worship music, and she'll suggest channels and play them for you. So that's another opportunity. There's all kinds of streaming online stuff, Spotify. I mean, it's endless, absolutely endless. So praise it up, praise it up. Probably what you ought to do is video record yourself praising a little, and upload a 15 or 20-second video on your Facebook for us all to enjoy. Maybe that's it. How about the worship challenge? The worship challenge 2020. 20 clips, 20-second clips. For the next 20 days, here we go. For the next 20 days, put up a 20-second clip of you engaging in worship. There it is. Have a good night. Pick the song that you're going to do tomorrow. God bless.